Hey, this is Jo Koy, and I'm with my boy right now, my family, Taboo, and you're watching Comics and Kicks.
Hola, amigos. Welcome to another edition of Taboo's Comics and Kicks. Today's show, hold on. So I've known this guy for going on almost 25 years, which is a beautiful thing because I've been with Black Eyed Peas for 30 years. I met this guy in the mid-90s, and this man has shown and proved what it's to be resilient, to never stop going after your dreams, working at Foot Locker, Foot Action, I believe, Foot Action, Foot Locker, but yet pursuing his dreams in the comedy stores. This man's from many places. I don't know if he's from Seattle. I don't know if he's from Vegas or LA, because he represents all of them. This guy is a Raider fan, a Lakers fan, Dodgers fan, Seahawks fan. I don't know what city he's from, but I know that wherever he comes from, he has love, he has compassion, he has empathy, and ultimate respect. This man is a Filipino, proud Filipino. He's an icon. I'm proud to call him my family because he's also my son Journey's Nino. He's been in my life for many years, and I don't get too emotional when it comes to my guests, but this man has shaped and molded and inspired me in so many ways because he went from the B-boy scene, just being that guy that brought light through his comedy, through his humor, but his humility. And I've always been inspired and motivated to see the growth. This man in 2026 will be headlining at SoFi Stadium. Let me repeat that. This man is going to be headlining or co-headlining with another great, Fluffy, at SoFi Stadium. That's almost 80,000 people. A man with a microphone doing jokes and inspiring those 80,000 people to have a good time. The man that I'm speaking about is my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Jo Koy.
Thank you. Damn. Thank you, Tab.
Yeah, bro.
Got me all emotional at the beginning.
Same. I was feeling something. Because I remember our humble beginnings.
Yeah.
I remember you being at my house and saying, "Yo, I'm gonna do this, Tab. I'm gonna be up there. I'm gonna be shining my light and bringing humor and bringing that good vibrations that's much needed." And I always believed in you, dude, since the first time I met you. And seeing your humble beginnings, but also seeing the work that you put in, from freaking seeing you on with the joke about on I think it was BET Comic View.
Yeah.
You had hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you were like, I'm gonna whisper sweet nothings to you.
Yeah.
You just went into like this crazy freaking.
I was pulling my hair forward too.
Oh, dude.
Because I had the
Caesar, huh?
Well, it was a fake Caesar because I had the Phil Collins.
That's right.
Cul-de-sac. So I had to grow the hair over here longer and pull it forward.
Yeah.
And make that straight.
That's hilarious, bro.
And I had the bad teeth.
But guess what?
Now I got the good teeth.
Look at that.
You know why I bought my teeth? I want everyone to know because everyone always DMs me and is like, man, your teeth are so white. Like, you know, but it's like an indirect dig.
Of course. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you got the whitest teeth. It's like, yeah, but I also had the grayest teeth my whole life because I fell on a rock when I was like 12 and I knocked all like 5 of my teeth out. They were all knocked out. Huh?
It killed the nerve.
Yeah.
Oh, killed the nerve. And one was broken in half and then like couldn't save them. So when I was on stage, I used to laugh at my own jokes like this. You stick your tongue out and fold your top lip.
Yeah.
So it was like, that was like, you know, it killed me for years. And then when I finally got my money, I was like, no, I'm buying these teeth, man. I went to like Beverly Hills. This guy was on Oprah. He was like the tooth guy to the stars. And I didn't care how much money it cost. And I remember he showed me a chart, like a tooth chart. And he goes, you know, we can keep it like, you know, your regular color right here, this ashy gray, or we can go, I made it white. And I said, why would you even offer ashy gray?
Right.
I'm spending $72,000. You might as well put candy corn in my mouth.
Facts.
Give me the whitest teeth in the book. And yeah.
Wow, it looks great.
Thank you.
I just remember
This is my number one collection right here.
It's great. Teeth. I remember that feeling of like, dude, I'm buying my grill. I'm investing in my grill.
Wait, you did too,
I did,
didn't you?
I did,
yeah,
bro.
I remember
I don't
that.
have the white teeth, but I got like some form of a better version of what I used to have because I didn't have teeth here. And I would be like,
Yep.
just ain't the same. Always have changed. Like I was embarrassed.
Yes.
They used to call me Gappy because I had gaps. And like I got money and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna get them like what you got because I want to still feel a little bit like, okay, I could get away with it. It's not too perfect, but it's okay. Maybe I'll get there.
You were like, get rid of the gaps.
Get rid of the gaps, bro.
Yeah, fill in the blanks.
Bridging the gaps.
Yeah.
That was my second album.
Bring my teeth together.
Yes,
as a
exactly. Because honestly, it was pretty bad. So that being said, I'm glad that we invested in teeth.
Hell yeah. There ain't nothing wrong with it.
No.
I hate it when people DM like just throwing shade. It's like, what is going on in your day where you need to fulfill your insecurity by digging on someone else's success?
Yep.
Ooh, I'm gonna write that down.
Taboo's Comics and Teeth.
Yes. We should just have teeth.
Right, just
here.
a bunch of grills. So speaking about the days of you starting,
Yeah.
I also love the idea of you as a Michael Jackson impersonator. And I know you've touched on that a lot. I know, dude, but this is about nostalgia.
Yeah.
Can you run our viewers through, I mean, yes, your mom was putting you on the map and saying, yeah, Joseph, do the Michael Jackson thing.
Dance, yeah.
But tell us, was it Motown 25 the thing that inspired you?
Motown 25 got me to do the moonwalk. Yeah, and you know, we didn't have cable or there was no reruns back then either, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was no replay. Like you had to record it. So I
VHS.
recorded that. Yeah, I don't even know what the original VHS was, but I'm pretty sure it was something expensive and I put tape over that little hole. Oh, this is crazy. This is nuts.
What do you feel when you see that?
This is great. Well, one, you see this right here?
Yes.
So this yellow cardigan, right? This is when he won all the Grammys, but this outfit. But this yellow cardigan was on so vinyl, right? Back in the day, this is like 1986, I think this was. I can't remember. Yeah, but it was a vinyl. And Michael had multiple vinyls, right? He had the one that folded out.
Yeah. Thriller.
He had Thriller that folded out. Same album.
Yeah.
And then he had one that just came in a plastic sleeve so you could see the actual album. And on that album was him with the tiger. It was on the album.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you pull the album out and the picture was on the physical album. And it was a picture of him holding the white tiger or the yellow Bengal.
It was a Bengal tiger.
Yeah. And then the other side was wearing this, right? Wearing the yellow cardigan. So we didn't have money and we were at the base. And I tried to steal that album. I bought Buffalo Gals Running Outside, right?
Yeah.
So that album, I bought that album, right? And then they stapled the bag. This is crazy. This is all bringing back that memory.
Great.
They stapled that bag with the receipt on the outside of it, right? And then I went back to the album section and I took the staples out and I took Michael's album and I stuck it in. And then the guy next to me, I showed him the album on the thing. I go, did you see the new Michael Jackson album? And he's like, yeah, that's amazing. I go, it's expensive. Right? He goes, yeah. And it's like, yeah, man, that's wow. And then walked away. He was undercover.
And he caught you.
And he caught me. Yeah. Yeah. He was just, he already knew I took it.
Of course.
I mean, I did the whole obvious steal like this. Like where you just put it in the bag and then walked up and
then you had to do the guilt. You had to do the guilt freaking conversation too. I'm guilty.
Yeah,
I'm going to talk to you and tell you about this.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was my my diversion. Yeah, the smoke screen.
Yeah,
I'm not stealing. That's too expensive.
Right. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
So let's stay on.
By the way, they handcuffed me too.
That's 80 what?
That was 80. I think that's 85. 84, 85, right?
Let's stay on the 80s.
Yeah.
Because this show is about nostalgia. It's about, time period where you were a kid.
I taught myself how to moonwalk there.
Yes.
Taught myself in the living room, Motown 25.
And I'm getting to the correlation between you doing the moonwalk and performing for your mom and the family, right?
Yeah.
But during the 80s, there was also movies that inspired us.
Yeah. This is crazy.
Talk about that.
Yeah. Man, this is amazing, right?
Pacquiao.
Yeah, you can't mess with this one right here. One, we all wanted to be him. We all wanted to be him because, well, one, he was just cool. You remember the parking lot? The parking lot that Mr. Miyagi had.
Of course.
Here's another thing:
the cars, the bombs.
Oh yeah, everything. Here's a little side note, right? Like, now we're gonna go into Hollywood, right? With this thing right here. So, just to show how hard it is for you and I to make it, just so that these kids, this generation, don't understand the type of indirect racism that we had to go through, right? Especially like the P's and me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, back in that day, it was, you know, to be casted into a movie or whatever, the description would just be so blatantly racist.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It was like Asian thick accent can do karate. And then and their agents would just send any Asian in. You know what I'm saying? And that was how it was in Hollywood back in the day. And that was accepted because you had to. It's like that was the powers that be. If you said no to it, then you're not getting a gig.
So he's referencing Pat Morita, who was part of Happy Days, and he did not have an accent, so he had to create.
Well, not only did he not have an accent, he was like with Richard Pryor.
Correct.
Like he's a legend. He's a stand-up comic. Like he's a beast. So, you know, his claim to fame was him putting on an accent that he had no idea. You know, he just kind of clearly made up this Japanese accent. You know what I mean? And people don't know that, but this guy had chops. Like this motherfucker used to run with Robin Williams and Paul Mooney, Richard. Like that was him. So to think like now where we're at now, and people are like, "Oh, Joe, why? You know, when you first started, you were doing this style." It's like, well, at that time, that's all Hollywood would give us. So we had to go, oh, okay, so for you to see me, you only see this as funny. So
of course.
That's how you shaped me. You know, media shaped me to think that way. You know what I mean? It's indirect, but you know, it's strategic. And then, you know, things started opening up later. And then you were able to talk about, you know, the real things that happened in your life.
Well, we're gonna stay with the idea of the 80s because this is
iconic movie, by the way.
Celebrating the 80s, right?
So the first one, always the best one in most series. Do you have a second favorite? There's all the remakes. There was one last year that came out, or this year. Was it this year or last year? The Karate Kid.
With Jackie Chan?
With Jackie Chan, yeah. Do you have an affinity towards any of the other ones, or just the original with Pat Morita and Daniel Son?
To be honest, man, this one was just so... To me, this was so Hollywood, like they don't make them like this anymore. There was a cheesiness to it, as opposed to like now that's, I don't know, I can't.
It's overproduced now, maybe?
It's a little overproduced and a little too, I don't know, you could see the big money, big budget
of course.
put into
Cobra Kai, maybe too, a little bit.
I like Cobra Kai.
Well,
can
I just,
not gonna lie, Cobra Kai is
Can
fun.
I interject on the idea of the longevity that this man has had in Hollywood? He went away for a long time, then came back with Cobra Kai, and Ralph Macchio still looks the same.
Yeah.
He doesn't age.
He doesn't age.
Does not age.
And he's still freaking Daniel's son.
Yeah, he's still Daniel's son.
So the fact that he could milk that for years and years and years, he did a Fast and Furious with that freaking brand, Karate Kid, Cobra Kai, TV series. Karate Kid, the new one with Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
So my hat's off. I commend Ralph Macchio and that brand, the Karate Kid brand, for having the legacy and the longevity to keep it going.
Will we see films like that today, moving forward?
I don't know, man. Like, and what I mean by like the way they wrote and shot, like, you know what I mean? I don't know what it was, but it felt like you were turning pages on a book back then. You know what I mean? Like when you watch Goonies, like you felt like. Goonies. Right? Yeah. You felt like, no way. Are you kidding me? No way.
Tab is always one step ahead, Mateo.
This is my favorite.
Talk about that.
Yeah,
you guys!
Yeah, this was everything. This was everything. Yeah, Chunk was everything, man. Man, this brings back, this one made you feel like when you were, I don't know what kind of movies are out there now for teenagers, but this one really made me feel like there's a treasure map behind one of these paintings.
Adventure.
and I'm going to make my family rich because I'm going to find a pirate ship underneath a tree.
Funny.
Can we also,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you really felt that way.
Can we also talk about the multiculturalism that was implemented in this movie and the diversity of the cast? Because at that time you had a group of friends. Like if you think about Stand By Me, it's all white kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this movie like highlighted these different characters and different misfits that came together for this treasure hunt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, the Asian kid was called Data.
Right?
Yeah, but it's
that's kind of
indirectly,
dope,
it's kind of a slap in the face.
It was a slap in the face.
It's like you might as well give him a computer.
Right?
Like, oh.
But he was one of the leads.
No, he was dope. I love him. And thank God he finally got his Oscar.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
dude.
45 years later. And not only that, Steven Spielberg is a genius.
He's a genius.
He's beautiful. And hold on, Tab, let's stay on this subject of Spielberg, because Spielberg, one, not only was like ahead of his time as far as like cinema, right? But as far as like diversity and casting, like if you really look at who he always casted, like so Data, right? Like the kid was an amazing actor. Like he was so good. He was the Inspector Gadget, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he was the comedy relief in that.
Yeah.
But then you go to Hook and you see our guy,
Dante
Basco. And the way Dante got it, he wasn't casted as an Asian guy.
No.
He was casted as just a villain.
An indigenous looking villain.
But as anybody, it didn't matter what ethnicity was in that theater, you look at Dante's character and you're just like, yo, this dude's scary. Like you hated him. You know what I mean?
But you also fell for him, bro.
And you also fell for him. And that's Spielberg. That's the genius of Spielberg. He was like, dude, I don't care what ethnicity you are. You're amazing. So hats off to Steven. He was always my favorite. Hold on. Because, he produced Easter Sunday.
Can we stay on Steven Spielberg?
Yeah.
Because this show highlights nostalgia. And so if we're talking about Goonies and we talked about Karate Kid, you can't do Steven Spielberg without talking about Back to the Future.
Come here with that. This movie right here. I will also say I'm a fan of all three. I'm sorry. People like to say,
they hate on the West one, right?
Yeah, they always do that with the Western, right? Man, I was all about that Western one. Yeah. I thought that was genius.
Part 2 had the mags, the lace, the self-lace.
Yeah,
well, the Western one's when he wore the Cortez, right? With the swoosh.
Well, they said they weren't Cortez. He said that they were. There was like this back and forth. They're called the Bruins.
I just remember the log line there where the guy's like, "What a Nikkei? What is that? Indian brand or whatever he said." Remember that line?
Yes.
He's like, because
Nikkei.
Yeah,
that's
Nike.
Funny.
That was dope. All that being said, nostalgia is a key to storytelling.
Yeah.
When you think about your past, you start in your, at your family parties doing the moonwalk, performing, not really knowing that was going to be your career.
Yeah.
Not really knowing you were going to make people feel something.
Yeah.
Whatever that magic was when you would put on the glove and you would dance and you would pretend to be this guy.
Yeah.
Right? Tell us about the feeling when you found out, like, I can actually make a living of this. Like, this is the thing that I make people smile. I can actually turn this into a living.
Yeah. To be honest, like, it didn't matter if I was going to make a living out of it. I was just so in love with comedy. I was just in love with comedy. You know what else I was in love with? I was in love with Black comedy. And the reason why is, when I was a kid, I always have to say when I was a kid. I hate it when people go, oh, back in my day, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like, everything is like so excessive now. Like every kid could just watch something right now in their hand. We didn't have that, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. We had video stores and we had 3 really good channels. You know what I mean? That was spoon feeding us information that they thought that we should watch, right?
Of course.
So you had to find your identity through whatever it is that they were spoon feeding you, right? So that's why I identify with Black culture, because out of all the, whatever opportunity, another ethnicity would get on TV, you would gravitate towards it, right? So of course I'm not going to gravitate towards family ties because I don't have that structure in my house. You know what I mean? I am half white, but I don't have that. I don't have all these luxuries that you guys have, but I can identify with good times. You know what I mean? I can identify with Red Fox and Sanford and Son. Yeah, they're Black, and yeah, it's a junkyard, but it's like, it's struggle, it's love, we don't have much, but we got family. Like, So, and then the humor, because you find yourself going, oh, okay. So it's life sucks, but we can laugh about it, right? And that's how I felt when I watched Red Fox, or if I watched, Good Times, JJ Walker, whatever it was that I was in love with. What's happening? Like, come on, man! I couldn't get enough of it, dude. That's why I fell in love with the b-boy scene, because it's like, no, we don't have instruments. We can't afford a guitar. We can't afford a trumpet, but there's a record player in here. You know what I mean? We can play this break beat back as many times as we want. That's why I fell in love with that culture and that style, because I felt indirectly they're talking to me. So Aunt Bunny was my mom. You know what I mean? When Aunt Bunny fell down the steps and talking to her, or when Eddie Murphy's mom was talking shit, like, that was my mom. My mom's not a black mom, but my mom acts just like that mom. Right. And that's what I'm identifying with. Yeah. So I didn't really gravitate towards anybody else except for that. So I was so in love with it. I couldn't get enough of it. Yeah. And when I finally, it started off with Richard Pryor tapes. And then when I saw Eddie Murphy Delirious, I was Classic. Like, that's the one. And here's the thing about people that don't understand about Eddie Murphy Delirious. He was 22. Yeah. Like, my son is 22 right now. Imagine having a private jet, a red leather outfit, and you just sold out. Yeah. 2 shows at the Dar in DC. Like, what? Are you kidding me? And walking back and forth like Elvis, with so much confidence and swag. So in some cowboy boots. If I was 15 I was younger. I was 11 watching this kid do that. Just imagine how he inspired me. Like, because his topic, everyone always talks about the topics he talked about, right? Mm-hmm. But like, you got to understand, he's 22. Of course he's going to do Ralph Cramden doing that. You know what I mean? Of course he's going to talk about
Michael
the things
Jackson,
that he did.
Mr. T.
Yeah, of course he's going to talk about Mr. T. He's 22. Yeah. What other experience does he have other than being 19 and a millionaire, and now they want him to shoot a special at 22. It's like he has, this is it. So I think that's why I gravitated towards him so much. I loved Richard. It was deep. I loved it. I loved his characters. You know what I mean? But that Eddie, it was something about that boldness and confidence at such a young age that I was like, I need to be him, man.
Yeah. So
who has a better theatrical career, Richard or Eddie?
Eddie all day. He's still going.
Yeah, but man, Richard could act, bro.
So
was good.
One thing that I
but
just
Eddie
heard,
can really act.
I just heard Jo Koy say he was inspired by black comedians. Yeah. He was inspired by hip hop because of the b-boy scene. I'm going to give you something, and I want you to tell me what this represents. Okay, so you talked about culture. Yeah. Hip hop culture. What does this represent to you,
That's crazy. Fab Five Freddy.
Correct.
Yeah. Who's the man? People don't know, like, he was the first one to
show the audience, please.
Was that Yo MTV Raps?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Collectibles.
So people don't really understand how important Yo MTV Raps was. You know what I mean? And for us, our community.
Correct.
Because there was always one public station, no matter where you were in the States. It was a public radio station that offered a black hour. You know what I mean? Or maybe a black radio station. You didn't have an
K-Day, KDAY.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, back when we were kids in the early 80s, like, you had to like sit. It was always at the bottom. Yeah. Yeah. You had to find someone playing, something.
Batarang.
Yeah, Midnight Storm or something. Yeah.
Jam.
So like, and then, on top of that, it's like, you get MTV, you get MTV and it's Bon Jovi 24/7. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you'll get Fat Boys doing Wipeout, but you wouldn't get Eric B. and Rakim. You wouldn't get EPMD. You wouldn't get
NWA.
You wouldn't get any of that, man. So you wouldn't get Rob Bass. And Rob Bass was owning the radio.
Classic. Yep.
Owning it, but you wouldn't see it on MTV until Yo MTV Raps came out.
Are those trading cards?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've never opened it?
Nope. Collectible, bro.
No, I know, but that's just
it's from the 90s.
Yeah, this one's dope.
You've had it since then.
Yeah, and Fab Five was the first one to like break into mainstream because of Blondie. Mm-hmm. She fell in love with him, but he was just that guy that was just, you know what I mean? You follow Fab Five and he brought culture.
Yeah, so Fab Five was a graph writer from New York. He was a dope muralist. Blondie was, Rapture. She had done a song
She was like Madonna before Madonna. Yeah.
She cross-pollinated into hip hop and pop, and Fat Five Freddy was part of that journey. And then in turn, he was a host on Yo MTV Raps for those folks that don't know Yo MTV Raps. And then after that came Dr. Dre and Ed Lover. Remember those two dudes?
Oh, yeah.
And
so funny, man.
And
like
it was
the greatest duo.
And it was beautiful because we got to see ourselves on MTV.
Yeah.
We got to see B-boys. We got to see DJs. We got to see MCs.
Yeah.
Let's stay on that.
Yeah.
Let's stay on the B-boy culture.
Yeah.
Because you touched on it. You talked about it. Now let's really dive into what you were doing in that scene. What was your contribution to the B-boy scene in Vegas?
So I started B-boying in like, I don't know, 83, right when Beat Street came out. There was always breaking, right?
West
but
Coast,
everyone knows
Beat Street
was that.
Rocksteady
Crew was in that. I think New York City Breakers were in that too.
Yep.
T was not a B-boy. I don't think he was.
No, he was an MC.
Yeah, he was an MC. But when you saw him hit that 90, at the end, and you remember how he'd rock the ski goggles on his hat. You were like, yo, this, like this New York style is crazy, man. Like they were just. But when he hit that 90, that's when everyone was just like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do right there. And man, I tried a million times. I could never get it. The most I could get was windmill to head spin.
For those that don't know, a 90 is when you spin on one hand and you are basically you're with your legs up, just one hand and just spinning.
Instead of spinning on your head, you're spinning on your one hand.
And then 2000s is when you do two hands.
Two hands, which is even crazy. Yeah. But now they're just flying out the bot. Now they're just flying out.
The B-boys. Shout out to Freestyle Session for keeping that alive.
Yeah, shout out to Cross One.
Yep.
Shout out to Style Elements.
Polo Molina. Yep.
Shout out to Crumbs, Remind.
OGs.
Ivan.
OGs.
Super
we
Dave.
can go on for days talking about the B-boy scene. Yep.
Hit them, man.
I mean,
Quali D.
Name
all those OG B-boys. Frankie Flav, Ronnie, King Ruin.
Yeah.
Let's not forget Reveal, bro. Pinoy is down from San Diego.
B-boy Ruin. Iron Monkey. Yeah. Those guys set the tone for heroes. Those are like superheroes.
They were superheroes.
They are still to this day. They're superheroes.
And anyone that you see like now that's flying, you know what I mean? Like all the Korean cats and the Japanese cats and all the
Sugar Kicks and
all of them, man. Like
Pockets.
They all know who the Michael Jordans were. It was those guys because they took basic, and there was nothing basic like Ken Swift and crazy like the things they did. The foundation was amazing, but the killer combos and the power moves that Crumbs did and Ivan did.
Oh, shout out to B-boy Ivan.
Yeah, to this day it's K-Mel. What are we doing?
Oh yeah, K-Mel.
Like to this day you can't. If it wasn't for them, like being forward thinkers and putting these combos together, like I don't think we would have international fame that these B-boys have now.
Can I just put a disclaimer? Sorry, I just thought about freaking what happened to us in the Olympics, and unfortunately, that doesn't represent represent our history. It doesn't represent who we are as a community.
Yeah.
I just want to say that the representation and the media shift on the conversation around B-boying and B-girling, that wasn't the proper representation. So I would just want to let you guys know how important this scene is to us.
Yeah.
Because we have amazing B-boys and B-girls that are putting in hours and over 10,000 hours of practice.
And they are the greatest athletes.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, man.
What do you think they could do differently for the next Olympics if it's going to stay? If it's going to stay in.
I want to interject real quick. Okay. And I think there should be a penalty with the Australian Athletic Commission. And I'm not joking because your responsibility was to find the greatest athletes to represent your country.
Correct.
And all you had to do was say, we can't find any, which sucks because the B-boy from Australia was incredible.
Yeah, he was dope.
Okay, so I don't know what that was. All you had to say is we can't find one to compete. Mm-hmm. And that's lame. You should be penalized.
Gracefully bow out.
That because here's the equivalence to it. Because you're talking about these kids, you know what I mean? And I'm sorry if I get passionate about it, but these kids, there are no sponsorships. And this is the one thing they truly needed to get to that next level so that it's more than just Red Bull that's taking care of these kids. And this was their opportunity to showcase just how talented and how difficult this art form is. And it was completely disrespected by a couple of countries that didn't really like put strict guidelines on their commission to find great talent. And they should be penalized for it because now it's been a mockery.
Yeah.
And just imagine if some country just threw some kid in there that didn't know how to swim, and this kid is swimming up against Michael Phelps, who swam his whole life, and all they're going to talk about is this guy drowning when he jumped in the water because he doesn't know how to swim.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the media ran with that and made it a landstorm of negative press around our freaking art form that
her lack of performance
we put in
hijacked
a lot of hours, and they put in a lot of hours. And my hat's off to everyone that showed up, that did their part, that put it down, that represented the art form.
Yep.
Because it got lost in the shuffle. Unfortunately, we weren't able to have it here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, which is where it should have been.
Whack. It should have been here in LA, bro.
But yeah, because of that coverage.
So in 28, it won't be a part of
the movie.
They passed on it.
They passed on it.
Yeah.
And so it kind of put
I think they replaced it with marbles.
Or
I don't know if you're kidding or not.
No, exactly. That's how ridiculous. There should be no replacement to that thing. Like, what are you thinking about? Like, just have your countries select the best, and if you don't have it, then they don't enter the competition. Like, that's basic for any sport in the Olympics. So why all of a sudden, you know what I mean? It really makes me mad because I'm so passionate, and I know how hard these kids work, and nothing worse than not being seen. You know what I mean? And then your one opportunity to be seen is a mockery.
Agreed.
And now you're a joke.
100%.
It's like you're not
unfortunately, the B-boy community was lumped into that one performance. That one moment.
Yeah.
It's like that one person put a whole freaking visual behind the community. And it sucks because, at the end of the day, we advocate for the B-boy community. We've been doing it for many years.
Yeah.
And to this day, those are superheroes to us.
They are, man. They really, really are.
Is there any chance they could bring it back for LA, or like the voting process is coming?
No, it's done.
No, because it takes 4 years to find and curate the talent, right, for your country. So
sad.
And
it is sad,
and it sucks because LA. If you look at when the Olympics were here in the '80s, Lionel Richie 84. Had B-boys and B-girls dancing on stage.
Yeah, man.
And it was like, B-boy communities being represented. Breakers are being represented at the Olympics in '84, right? '84. Yeah. And so for us, like hip hop kids, we're like, yo, we can get on that big stage one day.
Talk about how important it is for you guys to see people who represent you on the big screen when you're growing up.
That's why I was saying Black culture was so important to me, because I identified through that. So it's like, if I didn't see those, like, especially like what you said with, because you remember the two black kids in All Night Long?
Yeah.
And they were popping up against the wall.
Exactly.
Like, bro, I didn't even watch that video. I just wanted to fast forward to them,
Lionel Richie.
And I couldn't stop. I remember I taught that move. Oh, and I also took Mr. Freeze's move with the umbrella.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Mr. Freeze, right? But big shout out to Ronnie. We forgot to shout out B-Boy Ronnie too.
Always, dude.
Yeah, and let's shout out the entire Jabberwocky crew and Super Crew and all those guys, man. Like, I feel bad because there's so many that I love. Anyway, if it wasn't for those moves, I don't think I would have been inspired by anything. Like, I felt like they were talking to me. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, you can make it, man. Like I didn't see it as something cool to watch. I felt like they were talking to me like, bro, look, you'll get on TV if you know what I mean? Don't worry, we got this. Well, like, that's how I looked at whenever I saw someone that was other than, white.
Well, that was
on TV.
That was part of the allure or the freaking mystique of hip hop for us, because we saw these figures, whether it was Yo MTV Raps or those kids in All Night Long or Flashdance, that moment where they're breaking
crazy legs and freeze,
or freaking Beat Street or breaking.
Yeah,
those heroes.
Yeah.
When I saw freaking Crazy Legs, a Puerto Rican dude, oh wait, I'm Latino, I'm native, I can be that guy.
Yeah.
For the West Coast.
Yeah.
So it gave me a sense of hope and inspiration that I could to attain to be a hero in my community.
Yeah.
And those are the representatives of, if you could think about people that have inspired you in your life, besides your mom, because I know a lot of your comedy comes from the love that you have for your mom, name 5 heroes in your life that inspired you.
Dante Basco.
Yep.
I say it all the time.
Yep.
He transcended that other stereotype for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He transcended like, I just got this part and I'm running with Dustin Hoffman right now. I'm running with Robin Williams right now. And I bypassed all that bullshit.
And I'm going toe to toe with these dudes.
And I'm going toe to toe and I'm stealing scenes. And as a kid, I remember watching it just be like, bro, this is how important it is to have representation in film and TV for people like us. Like just that one moment, right? Because we didn't have Google, we didn't have the internet, man. The minute that fool walked on that screen, like the minute he walked through that shit, I looked at my boy, I looked and I was like, I think he's Filipino. Like he looks like one of my cousins.
Yeah.
Like, and I couldn't even pay attention to this movie that was so like heavily anticipated. Like everyone wanted to watch this movie that the trailer for it was just a hook. You remember that?
Yes,
the trailer was just this statement, and
Yeah.
then it said coming soon.
Yeah.
Like everyone knew it was going to be a hit. It was Steven Spielberg. It was Dustin Hoffman. It was Robin Williams. It was Julia Roberts. It was like, you just were like,
Gwyneth Paltrow.
yeah, we were just like, yo, this is going to be the movie forever.
Facts.
And then boom, just a hook. I'm like, I'm watching. And then for Dante to walk out and you're like, wait, I'm like, we're not leaving. We're reading the credits. I need to see what this fool's last name is. Like literally, I couldn't wait for the movie to end. Like I waited all year for this movie and I waited for those credits. And I said, and then I saw Basco. I'm like, I threw my popcorn. I'm like,
dope,
yo,
bro.
there's one of us.
Yo.
One of us is up there. And that's what representation means, because it's just this one smidget. It's a little crumb saying, yeah, man, you can make it.
Facts.
Even though it's, you know, even though you watch TV and everything is one race, you know what I mean? You can make it.
Shout out to Dante Basco. He was actually our first guest on Taboo's Comics.
Was he our first?
He was our first guest, bro.
He had an amazing episode.
He had an amazing
and he
and he
great
really
story
dove
of his
into that.
virginity.
Yeah. Even before I became friends with Dante, in every interview, I always said Dante Basco. I always said that.
Dope. So
He's
that's
a
one.
beast, and the Basco family, man. The entire family is talented, and now they're now they're grooming this new generation of Bascos. You know what I mean? The kids
crazy.
are killing it. So big shout out, man, and that's like, you know, one thing I said in my last special, my Brooklyn special, is you know, we have a tendency to I don't even want to touch base on this, but I think you'll feel it. But there's a crab mentality.
Crabs in a bucket, yeah.
And you got to understand, man, you got to look at the percentage just in the world alone, right? There's only a few of us. And the minute someone makes it, man, you know, that's that opportunity for all of us to make it. And the minute you try and pull that person down, you might as well go ahead and shut that door for a long time.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I agree.
It drives me crazy because you guys act like there's not enough mountains out there for everybody, bro. There's not enough people out there in the world. We all get a mountain. It's like the universe is like Oprah. It's like you get a mountain, you get a mountain. Everyone acts like there's just one mountain and only one person can be on top of it, man. We all get one. We can all thrive.
Well,
there's enough for everybody.
I mean, I felt that with, you know, just saying my music career, like I saw Tribe do it. I saw De La Soul do it. I saw the Jungle Brothers do it. Leaders of the New School. Far Side, Freestyle Fellowship. And I'm like, there's room for Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
We're all in that same freaking conscious hip hop, backpack, whatever, B-boy, all that.
Vintage clothes.
All that, bro. It's like you have a space where we can have multiculturalism in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We can have female singing hooks. We can have big records like Saturday, you know, De La Soul.
Ooh, I love that album.
Classic.
De La Soul's dead.
De La Soul is dead, yeah. So you touched on one hero.
Yeah.
I gave you my heroes.
Yeah.
Give me another hero. 2.
Ooh, man. As far as my culture, just growing up.
Hero. It could be freaking Bruce Lee. It could be...
Well, I've given you 2. Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy. And by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but I went to Raw. Live.
You went to the show?
I went to it. I was 16.
Wow.
And I went to Raw.
How'd you get
Seattle
tickets?
Coliseum. So back in the day, there Ticketmaster was a kiosk. It wasn't this big conglomerate that owns every stage in the world and charges fees on top of everything.
Facts.
It started off as a kiosk, and they used to put them inside department stores. So, you know, you go to customer service at Nordstrom, you go up there, and off to the right would be a little tiny kiosk called Ticketmaster.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that's because I'm older than you.
Yeah, but what age or era was this in?
That was like 1984, 85. I remember buying Michael Jackson tickets, same thing.
What tour,
and
Bad?
you go, they pull out these big giant binders. Are they called binders? 3-ring binders.
3-ring binders, yeah.
Yeah, and then they would have the list of the concerts for that month on that binder, and you'd be like Michael Jackson, blah blah blah, and they flip it to the seating chart, and this is how it's scaled out, and you pick your seats. You know what I mean? And but with Raw, I called on the phone, and this is back in the day when the job for anyone that was customer service for a credit card company, their superpower was to whoever's buying the tickets on the phone, you as the person working for Visa had to match the voice to the card. You know what I mean? Because that was their security back then. If you really think about it,
card.
You're like, wait, what's your name again? Josephine Herbert?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We'll go ahead and approve those tickets.
Right.
You sound like you own that credit card.
Right.
Like there was no security back then.
That's crazy, bro.
Racial
Yeah.
profiling to the fullest.
Yeah, they were like, well, what's the security code on the back if you really have that card? Oh, C334. Okay, I got you. Yeah. $160, Mrs. Herbert. Oh my God, thank you so much.
Right.
Well, I got those tickets on the phone, bro.
Like, yes.
Got there after school, had my school ID, same name as my mom's, Joseph Herbert. Boom.
I'm here.
Got my tickets. And man, and my mom drove me to the Seattle Coliseum that day. And we saw Paul Mooney open for him.
Wow.
Yeah, Paul Mooney opened for him.
Bro.
There was this guy that had these Michael Jackson puppets, and they were puppets. And Eddie discovered them on the Arsenio Hall show. And they opened for Arsenio. They did some bit on Arsenio, and Eddie was on that show. And he goes, I'm going to take them on the road. And he took him on the road. And I saw that guy.
That's dope.
And then Paul Mooney walked out. By the way, there was no BET Comic View. There was no Def Jam. Like black comedy was Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Red Fox.
Yep.
That's it. You know, and then there were some underground cats and Cosby. You know what I mean? So that's all we had as far as black comedy.
Right.
So it's like when you saw Paul Mooney, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Because it was raw. It was, bro, if you thought what he said in 2019, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Imagine
what he was saying in 1984. And it was genius.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had this big pink fedora, the kind that Michael Jackson wore when he sang
talk about The Love You Saved.
That.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
He had that hat.
Wow.
He had this big pink fedora, and he just sat on the stool. Let me tell you guys something. You know,
went off.
And I'm like 16, like,
whoa.
White people are the devil. And I'm like, what? You know you are.
You're like looking around like
devil.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? What did he just say? That's crazy. My dad's a devil.
Yeah.
But that was you saw Raw, right?
Yeah,
Remember the big
dude.
red screen?
Yeah.
So it was a big red screen, right? And then he's got the silhouette of himself,
That's when he's
right?
rocking purple.
He's
Raw.
Yeah. So, but remember the red screen, and then
Yes.
and then the red light, and then he was standing like this, and his black silhouette. Those screens were all on the stage, right? So his opening was every highlight that every movie he did, every Gumby, Buttweed, all that.
And he
it
had
was just
Beverly Hills
flashing.
Cop, right?
All
Before
that,
that,
yeah. It was just flashing. Like
That's
all
dope.
these, everyone's just
Montage.
laughing. Yeah, the montage. Then bam, they all turn red, and he's standing behind it, Bro.
That's freaking superstar.
Bro, this is in 80. I can't remember the year. Let's just say 86. Bro, let me just tell you, bro. Can I curse?
Of course.
I think all 15,000 people at the Seattle Coliseum took a shit at the same time.
Yeah.
Just,
Yep.
because there was no internet. There was no YouTube. Like what we were
There was no
witnessing.
cell phones
There's no
recording the
cell
shit.
phone. It was literally like, what is this? And then he's just right behind that screen, pulls up, and then he walks out in just 2 hours. And I remember sitting there looking up into the rafters like, yo, this is godlike. What is going on right now? Like, I couldn't believe it. And then fast forward to me selling it out. I sold out that same arena. I did it 2 times, and I sat in the same seat. Like the way I scaled my seats in that arena was the same way he scaled his.
That's dope.
And my son was with me, and we sat where I sat when I watched Eddie, and and I'm like, now I'm looking at my stage, and I looked at my son. I go, I want you to know I was sitting right there watching Eddie.
That's dope. Shout out to Joe.
Yeah,
I mean, his son has been. I've seen him grow. Like there's baby
that's
Joe.
My son right there. He made this outfit for me, by the way.
It was dope being in Paris with you guys. That was really dope.
Yeah, that was dope.
So
wait, let me do 3 more heroes.
Yeah, 3 more heroes.
Yeah, Dante, Eddie, and I'm gonna put Lou Diamond and Tia in the same category as well.
Ooh, shout out to Tia Carrere. She was part of the show.
Yeah. Lou Diamond, and I'm gonna put them together as 3. And the reason why is because 1, I loved comedy so much, especially Wayne's World. Like I was such a Saturday Night Live fan. And so when I went to the movie, same shit, Tab. Same thing, man. I'm watching Wayne's World, and then this beautiful woman walks out.
But she was playing that Cambodian girl, right?
Okay, but now here's the cool thing. I'm going to tell you the story, right? Because a lot of people, was she on the show yet?
She was, yeah.
Did she talk about it?
She talked about it, yeah.
Okay, so here's the beautiful thing about that. Same situation, typecasting, don't care. You look Asian, give me an accent, and we don't give a fuck what accent it is.
Yeah.
Just sing amazing. And then when you're done singing, go right back at the do.
Yeah.
And they didn't give a shit. And she told me what it looked like in the casting area. You know what I mean? It was every Asian that was in Hollywood just trying to get this part, and she got it. But I remember when she walked out and I looked at her, and I was just like, that looks like one of my aunts. You know what I mean? Like one of my sexy aunts.
And you had her in your movie as an aunt.
Yeah. No. But that's why.
Yeah.
So when she walked on the scene, same thing as Dante, man. I'm like, I gotta wait till the credits run. I gotta see what her last name is. And the minute I saw Carrere, I go, she's Filipino. Yeah. And then right there, I couldn't stop. Like
That's dope.
I was her number. I was holding her torch so high, telling everybody, yo, you know that Filipino actress? I couldn't wait to say, you know that one Filipino actress, Tia Carrere? So that's what she did for me. Like she got on a movie that I, with a couple of actors that I love. You know what I mean? And she was able to she stole that movie too. She did. Cassandra, are you kidding me? Like,
she killed that.
She killed it. And then Lou Diamond Phillips.
Oh, Richie, honorary Mexican, bro.
He's an honorary Mexican. Honorary. You know what he's talking about.
Have you had him on the show?
We have not had him on the show.
He's talking about La Bamba, if you don't know.
I'm so comfortable. I took off my shoes because we're talking about like home style freaking people that inspired us.
Yeah, and you got to remember, we're talking about basic TV. I don't have cable. Yep. I don't have YouTube. So I'm just, whatever can make me feel inspired indirectly. Lou Diamond Phillips is another one, right? And I remember seeing him and I'm like, he looks like me. I'm like, this dude's half. I know for a fact this dude's half.
Is he full or half Filipino?
He's half.
He's half. What's his other half?
White.
Okay.
And I'm watching him. Phillips, bro.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
What is that? Sound Puerto Rican to you?
Super Filipino. Phillips.
So he walked on the scene. I'm like, he's definitely half. And then and I waited to the credits again, and it said Lou Diamond Phillips. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. He's half. Yeah. I'm Herbert. Yeah. I know what this mix is. And then beat his friend. And so that's why when I got Easter Sunday, you know what I mean? When Spielberg gave me Easter Sunday, and part of the casting, like when I pitched the movie, I said, I need them in this movie and I want them playing who they are.
That's
you know
dope.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was fun to hear Tia say, I've been in this business 45 years and this is the first time I actually got to play a Filipina.
Yeah.
That is crazy to me. Crazy to hear something like that.
Yeah.
That this was the first movie. And I even told her, I go, you're playing my aunt. My mom and my aunt to this day still don't talk. You know what I mean? So that was the whole reason I wrote those 2 characters, right? I want my mom and my aunt in this thing. And my mom, she's bullheaded, you know what I mean? Yep. And then my aunt is fun. Like, let's go at it. Like, let's do this. Yeah. And she killed it. Like that was, and then of course, Lou Diamond Phillips, same thing. He said,
he was great, dude.
Yeah, but you gotta here's the thing that people don't understand. Like, yeah, we love Lou and he's one of the greatest actors of our generation, right? But you don't know the racism that he dealt with, man. He got it from both sides. He's just an actor that wanted to act, but no one understands that there are no roles for you. You have to play this. Here's a description. you look Mexican. We want you to audition for this Mexican right now. And he's like, all right. And he kills the audition and gets it. And then he gets hated on by the Mexican community. He gets hated on by the Filipino community. And it's like, bro, I'm just trying to act.
Yeah.
I live underneath a staircase. And that broke my heart when he said that.
Yeah.
That all this hate's going on. The movie's making tons of money. And this fool was living in a staircase. And he's getting every arrow. You know what I mean? And all he wanted to do was act. And he was literally living underneath the staircase.
That's crazy.
Because it was like, I think he was paying $500 a month to live underneath this guy's staircase.
Wow.
And so yeah, those kind of heroes need to be recognized. To understand
so that's 4.
That's 4. And then Michael Jordan.
Ooh, classic. MJ.
Michael Jordan changed my life.
Now I need to put my Jordans on.
Michael Jordan changed my life, bro. I didn't even have a lawnmower. I was borrowing this lawnmower. I think I mowed like 200 lawns just to get these Jordans.
What number?
They were the 3s.
Oh.
But they were the blue, the not the North Carolina blue, but the electric blue, whatever that was, right? And they weren't even my size. They weren't even my size. Yeah, they were size 10.5. I wore 8.5.
Double socks? Triple socks?
Double insoles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had 2 insoles in there and I wore them. And you could tell they weren't my size,
They were
bro.
too big.
But this dude sold them to me for, I think, $90, man. And I think I mowed everybody's lawn, man. I mowed everybody's lawn. I think I was mowing lawns for like $6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let me just mow it, please. But I mow it myself. I'm like, $6.
I got it. $6. Come on.
You know what I mean? And I was just mowing everything. I got them. And those were my first Jordans. I remember going to Foot Locker and seeing them. Because, you know, the first Nikes with an air window wasn't the Jordan. Everyone thinks it's the Jordan. You know what I mean? The first window was the Revolution.
Yeah.
And I remember going to Nordstrom. Nordstrom was the only one. They had the Revolution before Foot Locker did.
Classic commercial, by the way.
Yeah, unbelievable. And I remember looking at that Revolution like, yo, no one can afford this. And then this kid at my school had it. This Beavis looking dude. You know,
they were
he
like
had
black and they were white with
it was
black,
white with black.
blue. Yeah.
And Beavis looking guy, man. I forget his name, but everyone loved him because he always wore like an Iron Maiden shirt.
All right.
And then he had the tight jeans, and then he had the Revolutions on, right? It was just like the perfect Beavis and Butthead outfit. Like he looked like what Beavis and Butthead was making fun of, right? And but I remember everyone was just jocking him on his shoes, like, yo, what are those?
Yo, you got the Revolutions.
You got the Revolutions. Yo, your parents must be millionaires, right?
That's classic.
And then the Jordans came out, and that was just like unbelievable. The 3s were just unreal.
I mean, we've had many conversations about how the GOAT, you know, has inspired us, and I mean, you know,
I still consider Michael Jordan to be like an alien. I don't think he's one of us, and I hate saying that. Like, I think he was sent here to change culture and shift. And there was a massive shift.
It was beautiful because he had assistance from Spike Lee directing those commercials.
That was crazy.
Amazing. Mars Blackman. Nike took a chance on this kid from North Carolina, which is amazing. His mom.
I don't think they took a chance.
They did, bro. They did. Because he wasn't invested.
Yeah, but I think Adidas almost had him.
They did.
Yeah.
So Nike was like, yo, we don't have a lot of money, but let's invest in this kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our whole budget is going to go into this kid.
I think that was the risk, right? It was we're going to go all in on him.
This kid,
and if he's a bust, we're all fucked.
Yeah.
But the chance was pretty high. He wasn't going to be.
High, but they won. So
yeah.
But let's not forget the designer. What's his name again?
Tinker Hatfield, brother.
Yeah, but he's also an alien.
He is an alien.
No, I'm not joking. Because like literally, you look at shoes to this day, and you know, no disrespect to the Kobe's or whatever. Like there's like one pair of Kobe's that I really love.
Tinker did a Kobe too.
That's probably his. You know what I mean? But whatever it is that they're designing now, and hats off, they're dope. But there was something about Tinker just knocking out every shoe.
Didn't miss.
Never miss. Everyone. It was like they changed everything. The Bo Jacksons, the Agassiz,
the broken bats,
the everything. You know what I mean? It was just man. There was a moment in time that needed a shift, and I think Jordan came down here to make that shift happen.
I would
agree. If Michael didn't drop, I think, and I mean the human, I think we'd probably be running in the same spot.
But I tell you this,
honestly, I think Michael transcended like culture. Sure. He made it international. Yeah. He made it hip hop. Yeah. He made it multicultural. He made every ethnicity just like come together as one. Like it was more than just basketball with him.
And MJ, the fact that he was a winner. Yeah. All that all made sense. The marketing, the shoes, all that. The fact that he was winning championships, back to back, and 6 championships. Went from like a guy that was a dominant player, scoring 61 against the Celtics, and just being about Mike, to like, nah, I could actually let me pass it to Paxson. Let me pass it to Steve Kerr. I got Pippen right here. I got Rodman. It made the mystique of the sneaker even more like impactful.
Yeah. No one walked. I think, and I'm going to sound crazy right now, but I don't know, during our time and watching Michael walk on the court, there was this thing in the arena where it's like, oh, okay, he's here. So I guess we'll play with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And and I love Kyrie and all that. And they're amazing, but I'm still wondering, is there that guy that walks out there where they're all like, well, I guess we're just going to go ahead and play. And just hearing, and when you hear someone like Allen Iverson say that,
or Reggie Miller said that
and
too.
You're just like, you can't argue someone that actually stepped on the court with the guy, and and especially at the level of as Allen Iverson. When you're getting a description of that guy from Allen Iverson, then you can't really argue. And I don't want to hear anyone outside of the court argue. I don't care about your facts and your numbers. It's like Allen Iverson said, shit, God just walked in.
It was like being a Laker fan, watching MJ. When we would play the Bulls, it just never felt like we were going to win.
Yeah.
You would watch it as just because it was on.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the only person that came close, rest in peace, is Kobe. Because he took his whole, like, that whatever that competitive killer assassin vibe was, that when he stepped on the court, you saw the Black Mamba.
But you know what else, Tab? Everyone's having that argument, who's the GOAT. And I hate it. You know what I mean? Like I hate just seeing the fight and the bickering. But if you watch that Olympic,
welcome to the US.
But you remember the Olympic documentary when Kobe finally came out, the Redeem Team? And the way he was just he literally, like, to this day, because like I think LeBron spends millions of dollars just on physical therapy, which he should, which is why he's played, into his 40s now. He's almost 40, right?
No,
he's 41, and he's still the most elite player to ever. But that mentality and that physical mindset was all inspired by Kobe. Like Kobe's the one that brought that to the NBA. Yeah. What Michael brought to the NBA, as far as like whatever the alien he is, you know what I mean?
Planet he's from.
Yeah, whatever planet, because he's not from Earth. Like, let's just all like you've seen his family. Yeah. They're 5'2". You know what I mean? He's 6'6". Yeah, like, come on, bro. And then his brother. Don't forget his brother. What's his brother's name? Larry Johnson.
Larry Jordan.
Larry Jordan.
Larry Johnson.
By the way,
from the UNLV.
By the way, Larry Johnson.
He was dope.
LJ was dope.
Bro.
He was dope.
Don't forget the L train, bro. I'm from
he was dope,
I went to those games. I'm a running rebel.
Ill.
But
Grandmama.
But Grandmama was everything. Made me buy a pair of Converse. What? Why? But
Charlotte Hornets.
But if you watch Larry Johnson, I did it again. If you watch
Larry Jordan,
you're gonna be like, whoa! Imagine if that fool was 6'6".
Yeah. He was dunking at like 5'10".
But the way he was dunking was the same style as Michael. You can see Michael took all his flavor.
I gotta find that video.
You haven't seen it.
I've seen it. Maybe I have.
Bro,
I've seen it.
He was 5'8".
5 something.
It's his older brother, right?
It's his older brother, but 5'8", right? And they all, and Michael always said, my brother always beat me. And then there was a year where he started beating his brother. But if you watch his brother, the way even his tongue, I think Larry had his tongue out. Like the way he would shoot his fadeaway, the way he would dunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, whoa, that's Michael right there. Right. And it was Larry. So just imagine, man, imagine if Larry was 6'6". But anyway, he was an alien.
So speaking about aliens, I know you have to go. You have another podcast to do. You have another podcast to do.
Yeah.
Which is in the family. I want to say this book right here.
Yeah.
Mixed Plate.
Yeah.
This came out not too long ago.
Yeah.
Written by you. talks about your story, but also like the whole, I guess you can say like the whole identity thing that you went through.
Yeah.
Being a mixed kid. And my wife's Filipino too. You know, shout out to my wife and my kids. They're growing up mixed Filipino and understanding what it's like to have to deal with the identity.
Yeah. And they've been blessed with the internet. So they get to find their identity.
Correct.
So it's a little harder when you only have books and tabloids to tell you what you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then whatever your family can tell you about.
So talk about that, because before we go, I want people to know that when you're coming from a mixed race and you are not white enough and you're not Filipino enough because you look light, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you don't speak Tagalog full time. And the same thing with me. It's like, I'm not Mexican enough because I'm not from Mexico, and I'm not Native enough because I'm not from an Indian reservation. That was always the thing, right? Talk about growing up with that idea of like where do I fit in, or how do I leave my mark?
Yeah.
Because I remember what you did on Jay Leno with the Filipino flag, and that was such a crucial point.
And my sister sewed it on in the green room.
Yeah.
But I knew I had to do something like that.
Yep.
I had to. I was like, no, I gotta have this on my chest for that. And Manny Pacquiao fought Carrere that Saturday.
Yes.
So that was another reason why I had it on my chest. I was like, nah, man, we gotta
represent.
I gotta rep my Filipino people. We about to knock down these doors. Look at this guy. Look at this guy just walk in.
Dom.
Look at him just walk in.
Oh, you guys
Look
met
at
earlier.
this.
Yeah. Never mind.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Do I hug you now? He's a genius. Oh, yeah. We got him. I got
so comfortable, I took my pythons off, and now I'm putting them back on.
Let me put them. I'm putting these on right now. This is sick,
comfortable, bro.
Oh,
chill.
Let's go.
And while they're doing that, I just want to give love to my brother Dom.
Thank you, Dom.
AKA the surgeon, AKA the shoe surgeon.
You look fresh with those pants, bro.
Look at that.
Cinderella.
What he does is special.
This fits the Dickies just right.
Yeah.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Pretty dope.
Special. So, quick story about Dom, how Dom and I met. We both have a love for soccer, and we were part of Adidas. Did like this creator league before it was cool. This was probably like maybe a decade ago, like 10 years ago. And Dom's very introverted, like a lot of creatives are. He was kind of sitting there, but he loves soccer, and we ended up just chopping up a conversation or starting a conversation, and we were just talking about our love for soccer, and we ended up playing in this creator league together. And then fast forward, we became really good friends, and I helped him create some brand integrations years ago. We just stayed really close after, but he's done some amazing work. You saw my Tupac joints that I had. He created these one-of-one Tupac Jordan 4s for me that have my kids' names on them and all this exotic materials. And he's just a really, really dope dude. And you guys can see he came. He has no business just wanting to gift us stuff, but that's just the type of dude
and
he
he's
is.
been so gracious to allow us to shoot here.
Yeah.
On that note, I want to ask Joe one more question. Want to know, you talked about boxing.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite all-time boxer?
Manny Pacquiao. God, that's right. I forgot to put him in my hero slot. I'm sorry.
Manny Pacquiao?
Honorary mention then.
Honorary mention. Like,
okay, so I gave you my 5 inspos, right? And then Manny Pacquiao is separate from them.
Mm-hmm.
He gave every Filipino in the world not only a sense of identity, but a sense of pride, right? Like we finally got to walk into the workspace or wherever it was that you were, and we finally had something to brag about.
Mm.
And it felt good to finally do it. Instead of bragging about others, which I love to do, but it felt even more, you know what I mean? It just gave you just like that, because not just brag about it, but who you're bragging to not only agrees, but it's also bragging about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can go to a Mexican restaurant and be like, yo, Manny Pacquiao, right? And they will quickly be like, yeah. Manny Pacquiao. Before they say, because they know, because even Barrera, like when Barrera was a headhunter, he was killing everybody. You know what I mean? And when Barrera said, I hit him with a punch that I knew would knock anybody out. This is a real interview, but you can look this up. Barrera said, he goes, when I hit Manny with a punch that I know would have knocked out any one of my opponents, and he looked at me and gestured, let's go, I knew I was done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done. And by the way, this isn't Barrera, and this is why I think people love Manny so much. This wasn't Barrera on his way out, Barrera. This is Barrera who just knocked out Nassim, like knocked out everybody in that weight class. You know what I mean? And now he's fighting this journeyman You know, this kid that like no one was really like putting money on, and he knocks out the champion, like the champ, and yeah, that's why Manny Pacquiao to me he's that guy. He's that guy.
Along with the Manny Pacquiao fact, I gotta be biased, bro. I've never seen anything like this.
Never.
I have to be biased.
Yeah.
I just came from Manila.
Yeah.
The reception and the love that my brother Apple Diap has in the Philippines.
Oh, I forgot to say
Philippines is something that I've never seen before.
Bro.
This man is an icon.
Yeah.
Iconic. He's from Pampanga.
Yeah.
Aites, the indigenous people of freaking Pampanga.
Yeah.
He's in that world.
Yeah.
And he was a rice farmer with his grandfather. Came to America, didn't know a word of English, met Will.i.am, and became Apple Diap, who created the anthem, Filipino, Filipino, Filipino. There's no other song that is across freaking international waters. People that are not even Filipino are singing Filipino.
Yeah.
Shout out to my brother Apple.
Yeah.
Shout out to Manny Pacquiao. Shout out to Tia, Lou Diamond Phillips, Dante Basco, the dopest Filipinos. But I gotta say, on this show, this is Taboo's Comics and Kicks. Every time we do a show, we like to gift our guest. So I want to gift you with my favorite boxer of all time, the GOAT, Muhammad Ali. This is for you, brother.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Wow.
And what I love about this, man, is, indirectly, he's Filipino. Let's not forget, there's a mall named after him called Ali Mall that I used to go to when I was a kid. Because I used to live in the Philippines.
The Thriller in Manila.
Yeah, the Thriller in Manila is one of the greatest fights of all time.
Facts upon facts.
And Manny Pacquiao's the GOAT, but you ask any old school Filipino, Muhammad Ali, they hold this guy so high. The Thriller. No, but the Thriller in Manila, man. Yeah. And by the way, the Ali Mall is still there.
That's fire.
Still says Ali on the side, man. So, yeah, man. Thank you, bro. Wait, are these gifts?
That's a gift for you. Yes. That's for you.
You're going to want to come on the show every week.
Yeah.
Like shoes.
If I'm going to get these kind of gifts.
Yeah. Water bottles.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great, great experience. Just hanging with my boy, my brother. I took off my shoes. I kicked my heels up. I just relaxed. Ultimate relaxation, ultimate zen, because I love this man. This man is my brother for life. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for my brother, Jo Koy.
Thank you. Love you.
That's right, y'all. It's Taboo Nawasha, and I hope you enjoyed geeking out with me and going straight into geek mode. For more information, for more videos, subscribe, like, and comment. Share with your friends. Much love. There it is. Comics and Kicks.